But this layout, for example, is just showing you the idea of a French fold, which is allowing the printed part of the card to be on one side, and when it's folded into four pieces, four panels, it'll have the printed image all on one side, and it can be trimmed. So this is kind of the layout to start with. But I'll just show you when you go to a file in a new document, when you create this image, it'll be up at the top. When you see this, you can have the idea of print, which will give you the letter size right at the get-go. I just happen to have this set up into points, so I'll click it on inches just to show you that it's 8.5 by 11. In this case, it's going to be vertical or horizontal, depending on which way you have your card designed. So I'm just going to click on horizontal for this one. And the bleed, 1/8 of an inch is 0.125, and if you hit the tab key, it'll travel itself over and populate these areas all the way across. So that gives me this landscape version, 8.5 by 11, CMYK, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black if I click on RGB, red, green, and blue, but I'll just keep it at CMYK. And the resolution, 300 pixels per inch, all set, ready to go. And hit create, and you can see that the red line up at the top has the bleed right there. I can go view and click on the rulers to show the rulers, just to see that image right across the side there. And just use the space bar to come across here. Now, the other piece, I could put the ruler guides, but I could also place the center of this to make it a little bit easier. So if I go to Document Setup, if I didn't place it in the beginning, you can kind of see all the different images that are here for the bleed, the inches, unit of measure, if I had more than one artboard. And then if I take the artboard option and double-click, it'll show me the panel that I also have for the artboard's assigned alignment to this. So just clicking on here to go to Window and Artboards. So if I double-click on this icon, it'll bring up the same except for the bleed. So, but I'll click on Show the Center Mark just so I can have that. And I could have done that from the center piece. Hit Command 0, and there's my midpoint. So under View and Guides is where you're going to see all your guides, so you can hide them, unlock them. So I'm going to unlock these for starters. And just go ahead and put a ruler guide right down the center. And right down this way. Okay? So that's going to give me that initial selection for it. So now I have 4 panels that I can fold into this selection. And the same idea as far as putting and creating a copy that has a dummy copy for this. This is going to allow me to create the numbers. So I'll just click a number 1 onto this one, and this is just from folding it up onto this side here. So let's see. And that'll let me put the pagination down on this side. So I'll just put the 1 down here just to show where this is going to locate. And just shift key to drag this. I can go to View the guides and lock the guides just in case it starts to move them across. But here I can select these up here and place that there. So it gives me these 4 numbers, and I'm just looking for a segment that'll create this part. So this one's going to be a 4. This will be 3. So this is the panels that you would see. And this is 2. You just have to rotate this so that this part is going to have the image upside down, like so. And this will give you the 4 panels ready to go for that section. So then when you come into creating the image, you can kind of lock this layer that has the guides and the numbers and give yourself a new section on top. I can come back to grabbing these 4 images and just paste these right in here. So this will give me a little bit of a look as to how I want these graphics placed on here. So placing them on top and the bottom here is going to set me with this section. So it gives me that piece right there. So I'll go into that section. Okay. So as you're placing these graphics in here, you can see that they correspond not only to the beginning part, but also to the numerical section. But I just asked you to create one image at least for the cover, and that's going to give you that selection. So I might switch this onto the side. Okay, so if I hide this first part, you'll see the numbers 1, 4, 2, and 3 are the way the panels would fit, so that when it's folded together, they would be in the corresponding areas for that particular section there. Okay?